In this video, I will show you another version how to make neat edges in your knitting. At the end it will look something like this. At the moment I'm knitting the crochet top and you see there's a lot of color change and a lot of yarn tails, and the edges I will do this way. So this is an armhole, and I did the crochet chain around an armhole. It's like slip stitch. And now let's move to the second armhole, and I will show you step by step how this edge is done. Take a slightly smaller crochet hook. For example, here I used 3mm crochet hook and 3mm needles. When you pick up stitches in the round, because the circumference is smaller, so just to make it neat, I use smaller crochet size. So and now we pick up stitches around the edge, because there is some imperfections, like it's not absolutely straight. So for this method I will be able to hide this extra edge inside, in between the edge. And here I will start on the very edge. Just don't worry about the yarn tails, they are alright, they will be fine. So join yarn, and about at the edge I will just do slip stitches. Just like this. I will also from time to time compare with the other side so they are even, and I will continue to do this until I finished around the armhole. This is how it looks when I'm done all around. Front is the chain, on the other side is little bumps, so it's slip stitch. When we get to the last stitch, take the smaller needle size. If the main garment I knitted on 3mm needles, this is 2.5mm needles. So what we do, just the last stitch we can put on the needle. What we do, we will pick up stitch from each chain from this side closest to the edge. Like so. You also can pick up and put the knitting needle under both sides, but in this garment I'm thinking the under one loop under one side of the chain is better. Like so, from each chain one stitch on the needle all the way around. Okay, I am at the last few pickup stitches. So, finished. On the way I just also secured the yarn tails. I left them a little bit longer because they will be hidden inside anyways. Now there will be simple stockinette in the round. Placing marker in the beginning of the round. Knitting with magic loop, of course, and circle knitting needles. And from now on, we will knit stockinette in the round. For, in my case, it will be 15 rounds. This is how it looks at the moment. So we will do double the height. For example, if we want, it's obvious, if you want around 2 centimeters of edge, so in height we will have to knit 4 centimeters, because later we will fold in and sew at the back. So at the moment I will just knit the height. Here is my height in the round. This is the last stitch. I can get rid of the marker. Move all the stitches on the left hand needle, like so. We can cut some longer piece of yarn, not too long, because if it will be not enough, we can always join another one, and this way it will not be too long, so we can work easily. Take the darning needle. Wait, this is a little bit too short, but anyways, for demonstration purposes it will be enough. What we do now, we will fold this piece of knitting and attach to the wrong side, like so, and hiding this edge between the layers. Now I will show you the stitch what I use. It is variation of Kitchener stitch. It is very important to follow one by one. On this other side we made this chain because we will need each stitch is according to opposite loop here. So we carefully find where our first loop was. Is it here? The most important is to start correctly, otherwise it will be skewed. But so we want the edges to be straight like this, and not like this somehow, you know. If you pick up not the opposite, but distorted, you know. Let's go to sewing. First, we put our knitting needle in the first stitch from right to left. We can drop the stitch, and as well as like in Kitchener stitch, like remember we need to insert the needle on each stitch twice. So this was the first time. So now we move onto other side and really carefully find where our first stitch was. So it was this. We put the knitting needle like so, from bottom, from back to front, yeah. Okay, now we go into the second loop from back to front, and sort of this stitch and come to the front part. Now remember we dropped the stitch. It could be also be left on the needle, but it is secured. So now we need to find this loop here, the last row we dropped, yeah. Put it again from right to left and into the next stitch. Okay, again, move to back, and now we go second time into the previous stitch. We went there once, you see, but now we need to go again from back to front. Wait. From back out and grab the opposite way the next stitch here. Okay, now we can move to the front. Here is our stitch. We went there once, so now we put the knitting or the needle again second time from front to back and grab the next stitch. As I said, you can leave it on the needle. It will be maybe for the beginners more comfortable. Now we can move to back, and you see we made 1, 2 loops already. Here you see. Now we go into this previous stitch again, second time. And grab the next one. Move to the front. And repeat those steps all around the knitting or the edge you knit. Now carefully follow. And find where the previous one was. Now when it's secured 2 times, you can drop the stitch, grab the next one. Okay. From time to time, I like to tighten up the stitches. And we have very nice edge on the wrong side, the attachment edge. I will continue. You can keep watching. I will try to do it really slow. it is Kitchener stitch, just a little bit unusual way. So we continue until we finish all the round. I will show you how to work the last stitches and how to join them neat and tidy. And we just need to find where was our first stitch we made, and just and I just can hide yarn tail. That's it. If you don't want to use the crochet chain, there is the other way, maybe a little bit more difficult, but using only knitting needles without the help of crochet hook. So this is the video to watch next.